A Russian company is out with a dual-screen smartphone. The YotaPhone comes with all the features that you'd expect on the front side, but on the back, there's an electronic paper screen, like the kind you'd find on the e-readers. Dan Ackerman is senior editor for our partners at CNET and joins us at the table with two of the phones that you can't get anywhere else. Should we be surprised, Dan, that it's coming from a Russian company? I don't think most people think of Russia's technology-driven.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff coming out of there, a lot of startups, a lot of development, people willing to take risks on new stuff where maybe you wouldn't see something so different from an American phone company.
And what's the attraction to the two screens?
You know, I think the appeal is you have your regular kind of, phone screen on the front, and on the back you have something that's kind of like a Kindle screen. So it's e-ink, which means it's black and white, but a lot of people like these screens for long-form reading because they're very easy to read, they're easy on the eyes, and they don't use a lot of battery power, so you can just leave it up all the time and it's not going to kill your phone battery.
Are other companies looking at ways to sort of reinvent the smartphone?
That's kind of the problem that we have right now. I think we've hit a plateau. All the phones are kind of the same. There's these big glass slabs, about 5-inch screen. Right. They take good photos, they go on the internet, they have fast connections. So what's the next step? It's hard to figure out what the next big leap forward is, and this is at least a candidate.
Why would you need a Kindle-like screen on the back of your phone?
You know, I think if you read a lot of books on your phone, like I'm on the train all the time, it's at the Kindle app. It's easier to read an e-ink screen. That's why people still buy the regular Kindles, and it's great for battery life. If you put either a book on there or even like a shopping list or directions, it'll just stay on and it's not going to pull down your battery, and that's really one of the problems people have with phones these days is they don't even last all day anymore.
Do you think people like Samsung and Apple are taking notes right now, or do you just think that this is a gimmick and isn't really going to catch on?
You know, this first version of phone is definitely kind of gimmicky. We've been playing around with it. It doesn't quite work, exactly the way you'd expect a consumer device to work right now, but everyone is keeping an eye on this. Some of the other companies are trying their own kind of weird ideas like curved phones or flexible phones that, fit better against your face. Everyone's trying to figure out what the next big thing is that's going to make you want to go out and get a new phone.
This is not in the U.S. market yet. When might it be, and why isn't it yet?
This is a Russian phone that's available there and in a big chunk of Europe right now. There are no plans to bring this to the U.S. right now. You kind of need a deal with a big carrier to get that subsidized $200 price, because right now it's $600, the same as pretty much any phone is if you buy it off contract. I don't think they have the clout to get in with the American carriers yet.
And the other story about the data in the Android phones, that they take up more than other phones, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends on what you're doing with the phone. I think a lot of people have these big screen phones, they take a lot of photos and a lot of video, and they share them online, and they stream them, and they do a lot of Netflix video viewing. That could account for that. I think we're heading to kind of a day of reckoning where they're getting rid of all these unlimited data plans on your phones and even at home, and someone's going to figure out who's going to pay for that data, whether it's you, whether it's your carrier, or whether it's a company like Netflix that eats up so much of the data that we use.
So it would cost you more.
It'll cost somebody more.
Yeah, somebody more. I'm still holding on to the BlackBerry.
I know you are.
Still holding on. Thank you, Dan.